Waltershide's coming along, or how about Colin Oliver and Nathan Latou, the pups? But I want to take my man Greg Richmond down memory lane. Can you think back to what that felt like, 2002, and you and your defensive teammates are stoning the Sooners? That was fun to listen to.
It was even more fun to be a part of. It was an exciting time. We went out there and played a good game, and Coach Clay and other rest of the coaching defensive coaching staff put a great game plan together, man, and we went out and executed.
Greg, when you think back on some of those guys, I remember when Elbert Craig tore his ACL and played on one leg for a while and played well. Um, I know that Lawrence Pence. I mean, I can name all those guys that played with you
Yeah,
back then,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that was a good group, man. It really was.
yeah,
It's a good group.
yeah, yeah. It was. A lot of us was right out here out of the great state of Oklahoma. Uh, a lot of us played a lot of high school games, basketball, football against each other, and we got an opportunity, man, when we made a decision to come to school. We all got on the phone together and said this is where we was coming. We wanted to, change the program and help build a legacy that could be lifelong lasting, and that's what we came here and did.
I know this. It was fun to listen to, and I did. I knew I was going to have you on Monday. I hoped, and I was going to bring it up. But I
Uh-huh.
tell you, the guy on the offensive side that kept making plays, and of course Billy was on that team. Billy Badgman,
Yeah,
Josh
yeah,
Fields,
yeah.
tremendous quarterback, but Rashawn, that's the game where people they still call it Rashawn is still open.
That's it.
Um,
That's
yeah,
it.
and I text Rashawn when I got out of the gym, and I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm listening to this game replay, and sometimes I apologize. Sometimes I'm guilty of not remembering how talented you are and
That's
and
right.
how good you played." And I said, I just want you to know, even 20 years ago,
Yeah,
or 19, I still appreciate you, man. And I got a nice
right.
text back. He said that's nice to hear, but
That's right.
yeah, it was good stuff. It made for a
See,
fun
old,
workout.
old Shiny Woods. He was just an old quiet fisherman, blue collar guy. Don't say too much. I just came in every day and put the work in. Uh, and he reaped the rewards of it on Saturday afternoons because he was by far the best player on the field when he played every Saturday. And I got the joy of spending time with him over there in Bennett Hall and playing video games, and also got to play a few Soul Bowls against him in high school. And
That's right. You guys were high
that's
school
right.
rivals.
That's right. That's right. That's right. They finished up on a leg on us, but it's all good. They still my guy.
Soul Bowl rivals got together in college. That's okay. That's happened
That's
before.
it.
It'll happen again, I'm sure. So, hey, the
Yeah.
other thing is, I get back from vacation and I text Gary C on Thursday because I wanted to show the fans a little bit about stadium steps because I'm a big believer that stadium steps that Rob Glass brought in the program
Woo!
that yeah that those play a pretty big role
Yeah.
in getting guys ready, and not just physically but mentally. So I got up, drove up here on Friday, and videoed some of the stadium steps and wrote a story on it. But
Uh
uh,
huh.
and your guys, let me tell you something now. The defensive linemen are as
Yeah.
good as any group out there attacking these stadium steps.
Yeah.
One of the first
Yeah.
guys to finish was Brendan Evers.
Yes. Yes. Brandon, man, he's one of those hard hat lunch pail type of guys that he's relentless in everything that he does, and and hopefully with all the hard work he's putting in, he'll reap the rewards of it this fall.
He told me he's down to 290.
And he looks fantastic. looks
So
fantastic. I mean, our strength and condition. You know our strength and condition department, big dog. You know Rob Glass is the best in the country at what he does, and that's one of those elements and areas that we don't ever have to worry about. Is our guys being in shape and being strong and being flexible and being more athletic than when we bring them in. So it's a great element to have that we have here.
and Joe Bob had his office days earlier, so we had him on, uh, and so we've talked about this, but it's a fun topic. You guys are deeper, probably more talented. I mean, to be coaching the defensive line this coming season at Oklahoma State sure looks like it's fun.
Yes, it's gonna be fun, man. I look forward to it, man. These guys, it seemed like yesterday we was just talking about them getting Big 12 hours in, just getting a little calloused up and getting some reps and getting their game experience. And now these guys is locked in. They're more mature, and like you said, man, we we're deep, and we got a lot of guys that can go out there and play some good football for us.
Well, and I think there's some unsung heroes in there that don't get nearly enough attention. I voted I voted for Israel Antwine on the preseason All Big 12 team, and I
Yeah,
know he didn't get it, but there's a guy that sometimes people forget the plays he makes, and they certainly maybe sometimes don't see the plays that he forces into his teammates and allows
that's
them to
right.
make, but he's a guy that kind of set it up.
Yeah, he's a hard nosed anchor out there, man. He he rarely seldom loses his gap if he does. I mean, he's a strong, flat back, come out his hips type of guy that, creates a new line of scrimmage and a lot of times if he's not making the play, he's putting his teammates in position to make plays.
And you've got I mean all kinds. Sione I see. We
Yeah,
talked about Brendan.
yeah,
Israel Antwine. It's so
yeah.
good to get Jaden Jernigan back.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm
goodness.
talking about when you get deep.
Yeah, we get deep in all the guys that you're saying we don't want a lot of games with here. They proven guys that can go out there and be productive and do the things that we need them to do technically and also schematically, and get out there and play some good football for 'em.
Yeah, and Greg, the other thing that we kind of got in with Joe Bob a little bit that's fun. You saw some of the younger guys that came in early, Colin Oliver being one of them, and
Yeah,
then Nathan Latu coming in from
yeah,
Snow Community College.
yeah,
It's great to get Trace Ford back and Brock Martin
yeah.
back, and yeah, I keep going. But then there's also a young man that's a defensive tackle that came in from Western Oklahoma. That's a true freshman, and I've seen him out there conditioning a little bit, and
Oh
he's
yeah,
going to be fun.
yeah. It's like you said, Coach. It's a great time to be a Cowboy. Uh, a lot of guys are bought in. The guys that we get here on this campus, they want to be here. They want to come here and get a great education. They want to come here and win a lot of football games. And most of all, they can get involved with the community. Uh, and this great fan base that we have behind us. That's going to be with us in the highs and lows of a season, and and just continue to grow it, man, and just continue to build it up the way it needs to be built, man, so we can continue to compete for some championships around here.
Greg obviously coaches. He and Joe Bob take care of the defensive line. You've got Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, and
Uh-huh.
works with linebackers. Then you got that tandem in the back end with Dan Hammersmith taking the safeties, and Tim Duffy's got the corners. And here's the fun thing about this: we just went through the defensive line and threw out a bunch of names.
Uh-huh.
Walter Scheid, Tui Halamaka. I mean, I keep throwing. These are more names, and it's not just the defensive line.
It's
There's
across
there's
the board.
linebackers that
Yeah.
are back. There's the
Yeah.
safeties and the corners. It's
Yeah.
kind of a perfect storm, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, it's one of those situations, man, that we're fortunate. Our kids are very happy here. Uh, they want to be a part of the program. They've guys that have grew in the program, and now it's they at the forefront of all their hard work and things that they put in when they got here as true freshmen. Because a lot of those kids that you named, yeah, they've been playing out there on the field since true freshmen. And they the leaders of the group.
And Greg, before we let you go, one other thing I wanted to get into, and that is, well, two things. This group, and we've been around them. You've been around them. I've been around them as as a member of the broadcast crew and covering them.
Uh-huh.
I have a pretty high opinion of this team. I think this is a team that's got a lot of opportunity. But there are others in the league that are pretty good too. And
That's
I'm not
right.
going to I'm not going to diss OU and Iowa State. They're both bringing back a lot of people. I understand
That's
it.
right. That's
Texas
right.
is always going to get picked high, but
That's right.
I kind of like the fact that people aren't necessarily picking Oklahoma State up there. We're just kind of one of the teams that's out there, and I like it when we come out of the weeds a little bit.
That's right. It is. The games have to be played. That's the biggest thing that we all have to understand. The game's got to be played, and what we're gonna do is put our best foot forward every day, building up to Saturdays and see what happens. Uh, because, like you said, we have our chances and opportunities are just as good as anyone in the league. So I'm just looking forward to a great opportunity that we have.
And then the last thing I want to get in, because you are a very good recruiter. Uh, this has been such a weird time in college football when you talk about COVID-19, and we went, over a year without coaches being able to go off campus and
Yeah.
without recruits being able to come on campus at least and interact with the coaches and the program. And now we're open again. We're about to
Uh
open
huh.
back up on the 25th, and actually, you'll get to go watch some games, high school games, for the first time in a long time this fall, and evaluate how weird has this been for somebody, especially like you, that likes to get out there in front of the kids and their parents and interact.
Man, it was. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for our recruiting department. Able to put uh, great virtual tours together where we can, FaceTime with kids and, walk them around the campus, virtually. But the dynamic of, getting the opportunity to be face to face and, do all the things that you like to do, just, with the human element involved, it was totally eliminated, So now we get it back, man. And I tell you what, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. To get back on these high school campuses and meet, shake hands with these high school coaches and see these players run around and compete for some of the things that they want in their lives and in their season and also their livelihood as far as earning scholarships.
Man, I know that you like to get out there and you like to get after it in the recruiting realm. So yeah, I'm glad that we're getting back that direction again. I also know this: there's already a really good class, started being put together. You can't mention any of them. I get it, NCAA rules,
Right.
but
Right.
2022 is looking
Right.
good.
Yeah, it is, man. We just got to make sure we just continue to do our due diligence and continue to locate and eye the right guys that want, like I say, in the beginning, they want to be a cowboy. It's a great time to be one. And guys that want to be a part of this program and come get a great education and win a lot of football games. What more could you ask for? And also, more than anything, you gonna make great friends and lifelong relationships. That's gonna be with you for the rest of your life.
And that takes us full circle because we started talking about that and the guys that Greg played with and some of the memories they had. And one of those got a chance to listen to on Saturday, and I got all excited all over again, almost like I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
I was on the
You know,
sideline watching that win.
yeah. I tell you what, man, Kenyatta, he did a great job of coming in and talking to the team and doing his part as a, former, player and alum at Oklahoma State University. And, I owe a lot to Kenyatta, man. My first coaching opportunity was through him, talking to a coach that I had, no previous experience with and no relationship. And, it happened for me. So I owe a lot to Kenyatta, man. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Hey, we're glad to have you, obviously, and I appreciate you being on. And we'll look forward to getting through the rest of this month and then getting to work and having fun this fall.
All right, Big Daddy, y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Greg Richmond, Cowboys defensive line coach.